Jimmy Chairman, you're Mr. Chairman. That's just fantastic.
Hi there, welcome back to Carpet Trash. I'm Jimmy Chairman. Today we're going to talk about the boy who lived, one Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe is a gem. They say with child actors that you stop maturing at the age when you became famous. And Daniel Radcliffe became world famous at a very young age. But unlike some of the American child stars that I've had the pleasure or displeasure of interacting with, I'm looking at you, Justin Bieber, you dick. My point here is that's not what happened to Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe is the coolest.
It's the coolest!
Daniel Radcliffe did a movie with Zoe Kazan, cute little romantic comedy after Harry Potter, and I did a ride along with them in a van to the premiere.
As a man, you get offered like a G-string.
I'll bet being naked in front of a theater full of people 8 nights a week probably prepared you for that.
Definitely.
Yeah, if you don't need you on stage, then yeah.
So when I got to the Turner Upfront in 2018 and I saw that Daniel Radcliffe was there, the first thing that I did was remind him of that time we had spent together and how well we had gotten along. When you take that wall down between you and the celebrity, or from you and whatever interview subject, from the jump, the interview goes so much better. A television upfront is an event that the networks throw every single year to convince advertisers to advertise on their upcoming fall slate. And when I was in the celebrity business, it was one of my 3 busiest weeks of the year. The 2 New York Fashion Weeks and the upfronts. Because you're doing so many shoots in 4 days, and you're doing so many interviews while you're at this carpet. This TBS carpet that I think I did 25 interviews in an hour. 25 interviews in an hour is a lot. But the one with Radcliffe went the longest, and I probably took longer with him than any other reporter, because guess what? We knew each other. We were old buds.
Jimmy Chairman, you're Mr. Chairman.
So we talked for a while. What I needed to get out of him was, would you play Harry Potter again? Now, how many times have reporters asked Daniel Radcliffe, would you play Harry Potter again? Is there a reboot? Probably in every interview that he's done. So you don't want to lead with that. You want to get into that later when there's familiarity, when there's comfort, when there is a level of motorcycle. That's a cool motorcycle.
That's a nice motorcycle.
Anyway, Radcliffe. I had to ask about Harry Potter. You can't ask about that from the jump because he's heard it so many times. So I got into it by asking about the show because I was genuinely interested in the show. Let's take a look.
What does it entail playing a low-level angel? Because that's how I mean.
Man, it entails being able to try very, very hard to answer the entire world's prayers. I'm essentially a department of one person who is trying to answer billions of prayers as they come in. So he's, the odds are really stacked against him, and he's endearingly bad at his job in that he's kind of like good at doing tiny prayers, but like...
Look at Haddish dancing on the set. That's pretty funny. So he's talking about being a low-level angel, which is an interesting gig for him. He plays a wizard and then an angel on a comedy, and he's going to give the whole hook right upcoming.
A slightly Douglas Adams-y version of Heaven, where Steve Buscemi is playing a very, very checked-out God. And I mean, my very quick pitch for the show is Steve Buscemi is playing God. What more do I need to say?
No, seriously, it sounds like a dream role. It's funny, man. After playing the most iconic role probably in the century of film,
I bring up Potter, the most iconic role in the century.
does that make it easier or more difficult to choose roles like this? Because that sounds incredible.
I mean, I think it definitely gives you a certain freedom of like, I don't know, like I'm not trying to fight, like I've done something that was very, very sort of, as you say, like iconic and commercially successful and huge. So it sort of takes the pressure off trying to find that again. And I think it means that I gravitate to things that are more distinctly things that like I love and are unique to my tastes. And so hopefully I'm just building something that is like representative of me.
Well, it's funny to be in your shoes because I feel like the public wants you to put that robe and pick that wand up so badly again.
There's the turn. I feel like the public wants you to put that robe and pick that wand up so badly.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, so to a certain extent, with things like obviously, you know, the
This publicist, by the way, that's looking over his shoulder,
play and with
I was like, there's so many famous people on the carpet. I feel like he looks a lot like Jason Sudeikis. And the whole time I was watching, I'm like, why is Jason Sudeikis looking over Radcliffe's shoulder the whole time? I'm like, nah, that's the rep. He really wants me to wrap up. I'm taking much longer. I did like a 3.5, 4-minute interview with Radcliffe on this carpet. And at an upfront, when there are like so many people to get through, you're not supposed to do that. That's bad form. But I knew I had to get to this Potter stuff because I knew it was going to do well on E! Online. And guess what? I was right. This video has 702,000 views. Not bad.
you know, the fantastic, you know, because the world is still expanding and still exists. I think people are still interested in talking to me about it, but like nothing is happening in that area. So at the moment, I'm just like very much enjoying playing like lots of different stuff.
For you, you know, it's the fruits of your labors. You ought to enjoy the spoils of what you've worked so hard to grow.
I mean, thank you. Yeah, I hope so. I mean,
Genuine praise. That's not flattery. He does deserve the spoil. He does deserve to pick his roles after doing all those years of work and making all that money. And that is what's so cool about Radcliffe. Radcliffe chooses his roles beautifully. He does this comedy series. He did that funny movie where he played the bad guy with, is that the Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum one? He's the man. He does really cool work.
it's just like I feel like I got obviously so incredibly lucky with getting Potter, and then that's afforded me an opportunity that not many actors get, which is just to like build the kind of career that you want based solely on your taste. So I won't always get it right, but now like I definitely feel like I'm doing things for the reasons that just like I love stuff.
100%. It's also weird in this world of like reboots and reissues that like it does kind of leave the door open for people to ask you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, no, I'm sure that like yeah, I'm sure there will be at some point.
And look at that turn that I just made, folks. I take 2.5 minutes to get into the gist. Will you ever do it again? Will you, I mentioned the idea of putting on the robe and picking up the wand again. But now I'm going to straight up ask him, in this world of reboots and reissues, would you do it again?
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Like at some point they're probably going to remake those movies or reboot those movies, and that's when I'll be like tripping out.
Yeah, no doubt, but not with you.
I don't think so. Yeah, certainly. Yeah, that's not under discussion.
Well, there it was. Just confirming, but not with you. And he called it, right? They are rebooting and remaking those movies now. I believe HBO has the deal, if I'm not mistaken. So 700,000 views on that, 1,300 comments, and it's all positive. Everybody loves Daniel Radcliffe. It's really neat how that worked out. I'm so happy so many people have seen that and heard my voice without knowing that they were hearing it. I don't know, it was just an awesome event and a really cool interview, and one that I don't think would have been as successful had I not had that familiarity context with the guy himself. We'll see you next time on Carpet Trash. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Wingardium Leviosa. No, see you on the flip side.